Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chicago PD stars reunite with Jesse Lee Soffer in new photos from FBI International set. Chicago PD stars reunite with Jesse Lee Soffer in new photos from the set of FBI International ahead of the CBS procedural series' final episodes. Soffer starred on the cast of Chicago PD as Detective Jay Halstead from the very start of the show, before leaving during Season 10. He later took up the role of Wes Mitchell in FBI International Season 4, becoming the leader of the Fly team on the show following Luke Kleintank's exit from the series in Season 3. However, the show will be ending in May of this year after being cancelled by CBS. Now, Marina Squarciati, who plays Kate Burgess in Chicago PD, has made posts on Instagram of her and former series star Tracy Spiridakos reuniting with Soffer on the set of FBI International. A public post shows the trio arm in arm, smiling for the camera, while two posts from her story show more of her visit with the former Halstead actor. The pair even posed in a photo with a caption referencing Jake and Kate, nicknames given to Jay and Kim outside the series. Check out the posts below. Soffer's presence in Chicago PD was felt long after he was gone, both because he'd been on the show for a decade, and also because of his connection to Spiridakos' Haley Upton. The two characters got divorced at the start of Season 11 after Jay left, with Upton later leaving the series for a new beginning at the end of Season 11. As for Soffer in real life, his joining the cast of FBI International Season 4 was, unfortunately, short-lived, as CBS is now turning their attention to an untitled FBI spin-off with the potential title of FBI CIA. The photos Soffer took with Squarciati and Spiridakos show how he still holds a strong connection to his co-stars on the One Chicago TV show, even years after having left the show. While these images don't mean Jay will suddenly be coming back in a possible Chicago PD Season 13, it does emphasize the major part the show played in his career. This includes his co-stars too, everyone having worked together for a long time on the show, with not even being on different ones stopping them from interacting together. The reunion between Chicago PD cast members on the set of FBI International conjure memories of a different time when they were all on the same procedural series together. Unfortunately, there's no word on if they'll ever reunite in the show, especially with Spiridakos gone and Soffer unlikely to come back. However, the memories made between everyone involved is still something that transcends their being on the same show, having forged an unbroken connection after spending so much time on the same team. The wind may never rest in the Windy City, but this week it carried some truly heartwarming news to fans of Chicago PD, a reunion that tugged at the hearts of One Chicago loyalists and sent a jolt of excitement across social media timelines. New photos have emerged from the set of FBI International, and they reveal a long-awaited moment. Jesse Lee Soffer, best known as Detective Jay Halstead, standing side by side with his former Chicago PD co-stars in a setting far from the gritty streets of Chicago. It wasn't just the backdrop that felt different, it was the air around them. The set, buzzing with energy in Budapest, had transformed from a high-stakes crime scene into something more intimate, a reunion among family. The photos feature Soffer, now behind the camera directing an episode of FBI International, with former co-stars Marina Squarciati, Kim Burgess, Patrick John Pfluger, Adam Ruzick, and Leroyce Hawkins, Kevin Atwater. Though their characters have faced down harrowing shootouts, intense interrogations, and heartbreaking goodbyes, this moment showed a softer side, genuine joy, nostalgia, and unbreakable bonds. In one candid shot, Marina throws her arms around Jesse in a warm hug, her laugh caught mid-air, while Patrick and Leroyce grin in the background as if time hadn't passed since their last scene together on Chicago PD. Another image captures Jesse with a headset around his neck, gesturing animatedly with the storyboard in hand as his former co-stars listen with pride in their eyes. He's in his element, no longer just Halstead the detective, but Soffer the director, the storyteller. For fans, it was more than just a feel-good moment. It was a full-circle chapter for a character and an actor who left a void when he departed Chicago PD in Season 10. Jay Halstead's abrupt exit to a military assignment in Bolivia left fans reeling, and though the show moved forward, his absence was deeply felt. Soffer, always gracious in interviews, said goodbye to the role with love, calling it the ride of a lifetime. But now he's back in the same universe, just from the other side of the lens. His reunion with Marina, Patrick, and Leroyce didn't just symbolize old friends catching up. It represented the larger One Chicago family and the way its stars support one another, no matter where their careers take them. According to sources close to production, the episode Jesse is directing will have some crossover energy, though not necessarily in terms of storyline. Rather, the synergy of the One Chicago spirit will be embedded in the DNA of the episode, fast-paced, emotionally grounded, and fueled by characters who fight for justice, even in unfamiliar territory. As fans know, FBI, International, part of the FBI franchise from executive producer Dick Wolf, mirrors many of the elements that made Chicago PD such a success: intense cases, complex characters, and a relentless pursuit of truth. Bringing Soffer on as a director was a strategic move, and a sentimental one. He understands the rhythm of a Wolf procedural. He's lived it. Now he's shaping it from a new angle. In between takes, the group reportedly reminisced about their early days filming in Chicago, the freezing night shoots, the camaraderie between takes, and the way their characters grew into their own little family. Patrick was overheard joking about his on-screen relationship with Marina's Burgess, quipping, "I still don't know if Ruzek ever learned how to express feelings without grunting." Marina laughed, replying, "Well, Burgess hasn't exactly mastered boundaries either." Leroyce chimed in with a story about a prank Jess once pulled on set involving a fake perp and an unfortunately timed smoke machine. But beneath the jokes was something more meaningful: admiration. Jesse Soffer may have stepped away from Jay Halstead's badge, but he hasn't left the legacy of Chicago PD behind. Instead, he's elevating it, paying homage to where he came from while stretching his wings as a director. It's not lost on fans that this reunion comes at a time of transition for Chicago PD. With longtime cast members exploring new opportunities and the narrative shifting in bold directions, the door for future crossovers, or even a return of Jay Halstead, isn't entirely closed. If anything, these new photos reignited the fervent hope that Soffer might one day step back into Halstead's shoes, if only for a guest appearance or a final farewell arc that brings closure. In the meantime, the photos speak volumes. One snapshot shows Jesse and Leroyce locked in a deep conversation, eyes intense, hands gesturing, clearly discussing something big. Another captures the four of them huddled in a monitor tent, reviewing playback footage, with Jesse pointing something out and Marina nodding enthusiastically. Even in still images, there's movement, forward momentum, creative collaboration, the merging of past and future. Back in Chicago, their PD co-stars, Jason Baig, Tracy Spiridakos, and Amy Morton, are said to be so proud of Jess's continued evolution. One crew member reportedly sent Jesse a gift basket to the FBI, International set filled with Chicago deep dish pizza, hot giardiniera, and a note that read, "You can take the boy out of Chicago." With Soffer's fingerprints now on both sides of the Wolf universe, fans are left wondering, could this be the beginning of a larger One Chicago FBI crossover arc? Could a story connect Burgess, Ruzek, and Atwater with the European team for a high-stakes case abroad? The possibilities are tantalizing, and if these photos are any indication, the cast is more than game. For now, though, we'll revel in the simple joy of seeing them together again, older, wiser, and still just as connected. Jesse Soffer may have traded his badge for a director's chair, but his heart is clearly still in Chicago. And thanks to this reunion on the FBI International set, we're reminded that no matter where the job takes them, some bonds can't be broken.